Wave's new Talk plugin. Why should you care? You make EDM, you make drum and bass, you're working with samples. Well, the fact that you can take a sampled drum break and then you can isolate that kick and you can tune that kick or that snare or that tom roll to sit in key of your track without having to cut it apart and tune each individual element is amazing. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so here we are in Logic. Video useful for you? Bash a like on it for me. You like these sorts of videos? Subscribe to the channel and I'll see you again. So if we turn off Talk, we've got a drum loop. Awesome, standard drum and bass drum loop. Works lovely, beautiful. Now, with this beautiful little thing here, I would normally cut the drums up. I might have to detune the kick a little bit so that it sits better with my track, so it's sitting in the right sort of frequency area, etc, etc. This thing takes that bit of work out. It also adds some new creative elements in, which is pretty awesome. So this section up here, we've got focus. What we're going to do with focus is we grab a frequency area, ideally where our sound is. We've then got this bit here called threshold, and threshold wants to be sitting in yellow, so this is pulled right down in this case for these particular hits. That's where they're sitting. Torque is then how far we're going to tune this, whether we go up as much as an octave or down as much as an octave. Speed works a bit like a compressor and how it's going to grab that sound, and torque trim is the value after the effect has been placed, whether it's going to boost it or lower it in volume. For example, if you're going down, you might want to increase the level slightly because it won't be as easy to perceive as it previously was, especially in the terms of, say, a kick drum, for example. You might have to adjust those levels slightly. So let's just have a quick listen, and it's on the kick at the moment, which I've grabbed around the 102 Hertz, and we can just pitch and tune that as we see fit, which is amazing. Making that kick be this massive rumbling full of space. Oh, that's just such an awesome thing to be able to do on the fly inside a plugin. One thing to notice here is obviously causing some clipping and some output changes, so I'm just going to dip it by a couple of decibels just to see how much is going on there. Cool, so that's grabbing the kick. Let's try and grab that snare and we see if we can change where that is sitting. Good thing to notice here, if you click on the little speaker and the focus icon, it isolates the area you're listening to. I think this area here is going to be our snare, really. We're going to adjust the speed a bit here, it's a little bit slower. Let's try this inside the whole track now. Okay, so I've just opened this rough project here in Logic. I'm going to do something you would never normally do just to see what we can actually do with this plugin. So the track is just this, or this little section of it. And we're absurdly going to grab the whole drum bus and see what we can do with that. So these are the drums in this little bit. Now that snare's got a really obvious pokey out bit here that we're going to grab with, and yes, I just said pokey out bit. So we're going to set the threshold and make sure that's maintaining in the yellow here. Now I just had to take the torque trim down there about 3 decibels and then a couple of dB off of the output, because when I'm pushing it down it's getting a bit of the kick drum as well and adding loads of extra low end, so we just compensated with that. I've had to pull the threshold down a little bit so it maintains in the correct threshold area. But then did you hear the effect that you can quickly do just by spinning the torque knob and giving that pitch up effect nice and easily? That's really cool. So that's a nice cool effect that you can do really quite easily. This would be better served on individual channels, but I want to give you guys an idea of what you could do with it in terms of working with digital audio and is it worth playing around with. I think it's going to be a great fun effect to mess around with and be creative with rather than use as a fixing tool so much. Every now and then I have to work with live drum kits and it'll be really helpful for that. But in terms of just overall creativity, it's going to be good fun. Hope the video was helpful for you guys. I will see you on the next one. Take it easy.